Hey guys, as the thumbnail suggests, today I'm going to be going over how I transitioned into tech within 10 months. I have a timer on for 5 minutes, so I'm going to try to make this short. If you're new to this channel, my name is David Justice. I come from a sales background. If you've watched this channel before, I was a real estate agent for about 3 years, and I actually just stopped in this past June. Um, I figured I'd make this video to make it more realistic, as I feel like a lot of thumbnails are just trying to get you guys to click on them, and they say a few months. Mine was under 10 months, or it might have been exactly 10 months. So that was fast for me, but it also isn't like unrealistic. A little background about me. I do not have a degree, did not have a boot camp. I did, FYI, go to school for a year when I was 18, and I dropped out, so I had no engineering classes. I think I had all like foundational stuff. And then I did actually, during my trying to transition to tech phase this past February, I did actually get a scholarship to try to get into a boot camp. It was about $12,000, but I actually pretty much got an offer the week it started. So I did like 2 classes, maybe 3, and that was it. And I dropped out and gave the opportunity to somebody else. So I just wanted to give that disclosure for context. How I started, I background before real estate, I was in car sales, so no degrees, nothing. I actually got a book from my wife who was thinking about getting into tech, and I was curious and read it, and it piqued my interest. I had a project idea that I thought would help my real estate business, and I thought I could build it myself. So I taught myself how. I thought I could teach myself in a few weeks, and I learned really quick that that was not the case. So I got really hooked after trying to build that project. I ended up stopping and decided to really learn how to code. So the whole summer, the resources that I used, and for timeline, I started in late April, early May of 2022. I started using the Odin project, which is pretty much an online curriculum. It's open source, it's free, and a bunch of developers found a bunch of resources that they think taught people how to code and put them in an order that was like a curriculum for free. I used that and I went down a JavaScript pathway. I did not finish it, and I'm going to do a video of why I don't think it really matters if you finish free courses, because I think what matters is getting the knowledge that you need out of them. I don't think employers really value free code camp or Udemy certifications. So I think if you get them, awesome, but don't be bummed if like you do 90%, get what you need, and move on to the next. Because what matters most is the knowledge that you get. I did about 90% of the Odin project. I did a lot of free code camp like YouTube videos. I like the video tutorials rather than the articles for them. So I did a lot of one-off like data structures and web development courses through them. I even took a hiatus for WordPress Udemy course, but I did not really like it, so I ended up stopping. But yeah, those are the resources that I use really online. I also use W3 Schools. I really love that. Some people hate them. I really love the resource for getting quick answers. And then, I just did a lot of project building around the fall of 2022. I built a real estate referral kind of social platform type application, which I ended up not sharing with other people because I was getting out and I didn't think it was that good. At the time, I thought it was awesome, but I ended up not deciding to like make it public to other people. And then I also did many other projects, but that's what I really focused on. And around October, I think it was, maybe September, I started applying for jobs, and I realized really how hard it was to get into tech. How hard it was just to even land an interview, let alone passing the 1 to 4 you may have. So I had a few opportunities come up that did not really, I had about 2, maybe 3 interviews that didn't go well, or I had to take a project one time and it didn't, I didn't get that job. And I had one program that paid you, they trained you, then they would outsource you. And I got in, and then the day of, when everybody's on orientation, they told me it was a mistake and I wasn't really supposed to be on there. And it was very discouraging. That was around November. But I was determined to get in. So what I ended up doing was I kept trying, and I applied for this program called Launch Code, which is a nonprofit that helps people from non-traditional educational backgrounds get into tech. They also like helping women and minorities as well get in. And I missed the boot camp that they had, even though they were based out of Philly, which was near me. But I noticed they also had an apprenticeship program where you could, instead of doing the boot camp first, you could prove that you had the skills now. And if they liked you and you passed the 1 or 2 interviews that they had, they will put you into this pool of people where they would try to match you with employer partners that they had. In exchange, they took some of your money so you would get paid less, but you would be breaking into the industry, and hopefully within a few months that company will convert you to their books instead of being on LaunchCode's payroll. And I was lucky to get in, and it took about a month or two before I started getting emails saying these are like people that we think would match with you. Um, and while I was waiting, because I wasn't hearing anything back, I said I'm not gonna wait for somebody to give me a job. So I got frustrated, and I decided I was gonna do a boot camp. And I went through a few interviews to get a scholarship for $12,000, so I didn't have to pay. And that was awesome. I'm super excited, and it was sponsored by a company called Shipped. And the boot camp was called Hackbright. I love the organization. I think sometimes I debate if I should have did the boot camp because I was so excited to try to get a guaranteed interview with that company Shipped. But I actually got a job opportunity from LaunchCode. They called me and let me know the first week I started the boot camp. So I had maybe 2 classes, and I interviewed with that company, and it's who I work for now. I took the job, and I dropped out of boot camp my first week. So that's a full disclosure for me. I didn't use the boot camp to learn. I was going to, but it worked out, and I have no regrets. So it was that's my journey to tech. I've been with my company I have now, which is my first job since March of this year. So it's been 6 months as of this week, and it's been a blessing to be in. As far as for any of you guys that want some motivation, I just want to give you guys a few tips that really helped me. And then also, since I've been in tech, some things that I think will help. So the first thing is I would say is try to diversify your learning. So don't fixate on having to learn certifications for Udemy and Free Code Camp, Odin Project, and all these different things because they don't hold any weight on your resume. At least I don't think so. I say drop what you think about on the comments of this video. If you think they helped you put them on your resume, please let me know. I would like to know. But they didn't help me. What I think is more valuable is the information that you get from them and focus on getting as much knowledge. However, I think I got more learning when I diversified learning the same topic in different resources. So I would do a YouTube video on, like, let's say I was like learning algorithms. I would do a free code camp course, then I would watch a YouTube video, and then I would also read books. And that would help me really learn that topic before just moving on in a course and just going to the next, because what happens is these courses move fast, and even though it says 10 hours, you just don't remember everything, and I think hitting the same topic more than once really helps. The second thing is you'll hear a lot is projects, but what I want to hit on is the type of projects you do. Your tutorial projects are awesome for learning, but they're fast-paced and you're following someone else. Do projects that are personal to you. The one that got me a job was the project. I don't know if I just said it on this video already, but anyway, it was a real estate agent referral lead sharing project, which I was building, a reason why I learned the code. And even though I'm not happy with how it finished out, the employers thought it was very unique, and that's how I got into LaunchCode, and that's how I got my job. So instead of worrying about building 10 projects that everybody else does, like the weather apps and stuff, you're going to do those apps to learn. But to actually put on your resume, do a project that might take you a few months, or if not, definitely not one weekend, something that takes you some time, because those projects, one, teach you the most because there is no solution online and you have to figure it out yourself, and then 2, employers just love those the most. So I think because you're invested in them, you're motivated to finish them. The third tip that I would give is networking, and this is advice from me being in tech now. I have a video coming out later. I'm not going to share what it's about, but I do have an opportunity coming up, and it's due to networking. I was in South Jersey, just like 5 minutes outside of Philly, and I think they're changing things now, but at the time I didn't really feel like there's a huge tech scene, so I didn't know anybody personally in person or like really remotely. So my learning experience is pretty solo dolo, and although that was great and I was able to do that, I would have rather now what I know have been able to pair program with other people, to have a mentor in person, and I think it's very valuable because you learn faster, you learn how people do things. I think meeting and collaborating people teach you things that the courses and stuff won't, and they're more realistic to how things will be in the real world, because you will more likely be on a team and have to work with other people's code, and they'll have to do pair program and review your code, and there'll be certain practices. So I think the communication stuff and how the product life cycle and development is. You don't get that from these courses, and I think that helps you when you collaborate. So go to meetups. Try to see if there's someone on Instagram or Facebook or something that's local to you. If you have a family member or friend, whatever, try to talk to these people, meet with them, even if you don't know anything. I've been to 3 or 4 since I've been here, and I've made so many connections. I've met CEOs for companies, directors, other engineers, seniors, people that worked in LinkedIn and Twitter, and it's just really cool to make those connections, and just one, to make friends with people. I think you're influenced by who you're around. So even if you're not talking tech, just being around those people. But two, the opportunities that come your way, I think are like awesome. And I have opportunity coming. I'll be sharing a video shortly about what that was, and I got it through networking. And I know a lot of people that got their first jobs from just networking. So that's my advice. I hope this video, again, I actually went way over my video goal, but I hope you guys saw some value in this video. That is how I got into tech. That is my background, and that's some advice for you as well. I did it in 10 months. I think it's realistic totally to get a transition into tech between 6 and 12 months. If you put in the work, put in the time, you network, make some dope projects, and just push through it. But I hope this video was motivating for you guys. I'm gonna have a lot more content coming soon, so otherwise, please like and comment if you think the video was cool, and I take any honest feedback as well, so just leave it in the comments. Thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.